Well, tonight's game six of the World Series, but let's look back on some other memorable moments of game six of the World Series. Starting back in last year. Last year, we were the world champions. That was the happiest day of my life when we won game six last year. But we did it in Arlington, Texas at Globe Life Field because of COVID. But we got it done last year. That was our happiest game six. Also, game six of 2017 was also great. You know, um, we were facing elimination going home to LA, and we won game six on Halloween at Dodger Stadium. Dodger Stadium was rocking that night. Yeah, that was one of the greatest World Series game ever on Halloween at Dodger Stadium. And then, of course, going back to 2011, there was another great moment in Game 6. When the Cardinals were facing elimination back home, David Freese would hit a game-tying two-out, two-strike, two-run triple in the bottom of the ninth off of Rangers relief closer Neftali Feliz, and he threw high heat. And Nelson Cruz just misplayed the ball. I mean, it was just out of reach for him. And it found the spot. And then, of course, the Cardinals would also tie it in the 10th inning as well. And then in the bottom of the 11th inning, David Freese hits a walk-off home run to send the Cardinals to a Game 7, in which the Cardinals would win. And if there is a Game 7, I'll give you a rundown on some of the greatest Game 7s ever played, if there is one. Otherwise, I'll just recap some of the past 52 World Series since division play began. And then we go to 2002, Game 6 between the Giants and the Angels. The Anaheim Angels were down 5-0, facing elimination against the San Francisco Giants. Scott Spezio hits a big 3-run homer in the bottom of the 7th inning to make it a 2-run game. Then Erstad in the bottom of the 8th hits a solo shot to make it 5-4. Then Troy Gloss, the eventual World Series MVP, would hit a clutch 2-run double in the bottom of the 8th inning off of Giants closer Rob Nen. I mean, how often does a closer... Not all closers are perfect in the postseason either. You mean regular season's great, but postseason, sometimes, it's all double or nothing right there, all or nothing in the postseason. I mean, you could have a successful regular season or a weak regular season, one or the other. And then in 2001, Arizona, after losing all 3 games in New York, came back with a vengeance and scored 15 runs and clubbed 22 hits in game 6 to force a Game 7. And also, the Cubs would force a Game 7 in Cleveland as well. The 2014 Royals would force a Game 7 against the Giants, and the Red Sox won Game 6 at home at Fenway Park. And to date, the last World Series clincher at home. And we'll see if it happens this year, if Houston can come back, but we'll just wait and see on that one. The Marlins won Game 6 of the 2003 World Series. And, of course, the Yankees won their 27th title in 2009. And whatever memorable Game 6s do we have here? Joe Carter's walk-off homer in the bottom of the 9th inning to win the 93 World Series. The Yankees clinching their 23rd World Championship in 96 was awesome. Dave Winfield's 2-run double in 1992 was also a great game as well, which won it for the Toronto Blue Jays. And Kirby Puckett's homer in 91, which would force a Game 7, that was pretty memorable. And Kirby Puckett's catch as well. And let's keep going back. How about 1986? Bill Buckner going through his legs. Here comes 9, and the Mets win it. That was a great comeback by the Mets in 86. That was a memorable Game 6 right there in 86. And also 1985 was also memorable when the missed call by Don Degginger when Jorge Orta was safe. And then Steve Balboni gets a single. And then Dane Orge's pinch hit single would drive in both runs. And the Royals would force a Game 7 as well. So 85 and 86 were great. And then we go to 1975, which has got to be the greatest Game 6 of all time, when the Cincinnati Reds were just 6 outs away from winning their first championship since 1940. However, Bernie Carbo hits a clutch 3-run homer in the 8th. Then Dwight Evans makes a huge catch in the extra innings. But then it was Carlton Fisk that stole the show in Game 6 of 75 when he hits it out the foul pole. He says, there it goes, a long drive, and if it stays fair, it's a home run. Yeah, Carlton Fisk was just praying for it to stay fair, and it did, barely. And Fred Lynn was on deck, and wow, 1975, that's got to be a great, memorable moment in Game 6. So we'll see what happens later tonight, so stay tuned.